Hi, eric.com. A few weeks ago, I presented this new camera by Fujifilm, the X off, and I told all the specs, but I wanted to make a video telling about sensation, feelings, how I use it, all that. So here I am at Digiphoto in France, in the city of Metz, and I've got also two surprises. I'm going to tell you more about it. So let's start. Obviously, this video is also to answer question I received with my other video or objection, question, not just on my video, but on social networks in general, people asking more about this camera. I'm going to tell you a bit more in the way that some people were surprised about the vertical orientation. Many people who are new to photography or not that old, they say, well, that's just for Instagram and this is just for influencers. Well, if you look at these two cameras that Olivier Saint-Jory from Fujifilm France lent me, his personal collection, this is the big one. We'll come back to the other one after. This is the Fujica Rapid D1. Fujica was later became Fujifilm, okay? And if you look at it, as you can see, it is a normal film in there that is 24 by 36 millimeter. And you see it's half frame, vertical half frame, so 24 by 18 millimeters. This way you could get twice more pictures. You would get 72 pictures on a roll of suppose 36 pictures, okay? And this one, I just love it. This is the mini, called Fujica Mini Half, okay? Half size also. And I'm going to open it. As you can see, you have some instruction here how to set the ISO of your film. And here, as you can see, it's also half frame. But more than this, when some people commented on my video about the X half, this one, they were saying it looks like a Leica M2. Well, I'm not sure about that. I've got some Leica. Don't think it looks like a Leica M2, but well, if they want. But if you compare to this mini, look at this. The way, this way, the way it looks. The curve here and here are different. The curve here is on the right and here is on the left. But I think they look so familiar, I would say, okay? And the philosophy is exactly the same. The philosophy is the camera, you take it anywhere in your pocket, doesn't take space, and you don't complicate your life. You just go and shoot and point and shoot. But you still have advanced feature in there. In this one, you have even more advanced feature, but still, you have something that is, as a family member, the way you can use it as a film camera. You can actually set that you will shoot 36, 54, or 72 pictures without being able to review them after clicking. You have to finish the virtual roll, and then you will be able to look at them on the app or on the computer. By the way, the app is for iPhone and also Android, okay? So you set it and you will crank the lever also to go to make the next pictures. So the sensations are really similar. To this, you have to add the digital part that obviously you don't have here. And this digital part allows you to work on your pictures after, create albums, and play more and publish on social networks. So still, I think some people who said to this camera, yo, this is just for Instagrammers and influencers. So question, people were using this camera, were they Instagrammers? Instagram did not exist. So obviously the half size, vertical size cameras already existed, were already used by many people, and not just, it's not a crazy idea that is of today, okay? So if you look at the evolution, many years ago, and this today, and it's still same family, same idea, same look. I love it. So let's carry on. So I take my notes, not to forget anything. I will show you some pictures I've made with the camera and some video things like this. But I want to answer so many questions, give my opinion to objection, all this. First one, it's a question. Some people think it's a stupid question, but I think there's no stupid question. Stupid is the one that doesn't ask. Asking is always an intelligent way of learning. Some people ask me, yes, it's a vertical sensor for vertical photography. Is it possible to do horizontal? Yes. When you have an horizontal sensor, if you want to do a vertical picture, you do that, okay? When you have a vertical sensor, when you want to do an horizontal picture, you do that. That works. And you can send it to the app the same way, so no problem. By the way, the app is for iPhone and Android, both, okay? The feeling is, because I'm going to tell you my sensation after using it quite a bit. It's light, it's easy to use, it's something you take anywhere, same as this. It's really nice, easy to use. But one thing is easy to use, but it's still advanced. You can still complicate your life as much as you want because you have manual mode, manual focusing, you have autofocus, you have manual exposure, you have aperture priority or speed priority, or if you want, you can do everything automatic. So really it's as complicated or as simple as you want to use it. Also, many people ask me, I don't want to use an app. I don't like smartphones. For me, it's just for calling my family and that's it. I don't want to use a tablet. Is it possible to use this with a computer? Yes, you just remove the memory card here. Okay, that's here. And you simply download the pictures and you have them on your computer. So no problem. So this is great. You can use it as any digital camera, getting your pictures to your computer and use them in any software you want, or use the app on a smartphone. So that's dual. I think this is great. By the way, if you wanted to help me, I remind you, I've got affiliated links in the description. Please use them. That really helps me. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo or Aperty by Skylum or any product from the website of K&F, there's a link in the description. Like K&F Concept products, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. In the case of Aperty and Luminar Neo, it's 10% on top of any offer they have. You still see a great offer. Still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much. That really helps me. Let's carry on. Another question. How is image quality compared to a smartphone? Because many people think, is it better to buy this or a smartphone? Well, the answer is simple. In a normal situation of light, with light in favor, the quality is the same or better than a smartphone. But people forget that smartphone, they have a great processor and they do HDR. So in some situation, unless you know about photography, they are always better than a camera. It sounds horrible for some people, but that's the way it is. Example. I made a picture of someone against light. With my smartphone, I will get the blue sky and his face, her face completely well exposed, okay? Because it does a quick HDR and sticks everything together and you get a great result, okay? HDR. With the camera, it doesn't do that. So you will have to put extra light so the face is fine, well exposed, and the sky is still blue. Otherwise, you have to decide, do I expose for the face and the sky will be almost white or completely white, or do I expose for the sky, it will be blue, but the face will be underexposed. And this happens with any camera, whether this is this one or a 10,000 euro camera. That's the way it is. If you want to have the result of a smartphone with a camera, you have to do some work on it. You have to add some light, you have to do many things. That's a big difference, okay? It's not that one is better or worse, but basically this is a different way of working. One is taking pictures, photography, working on photography, and the other one is using the great tool that smartphone can do for the features the smartphone can do for you to help you, okay, and correct things, okay? So we cannot really compare. Now, if we speak about the result image quality, smartphones are really often over sharpened, they are too contrasty, colors are too saturated, depend on taste also, on what you like, okay? And I think Fujifilm here, they went the right way. It's still, yeah, organic, as some people say. And when you play with the film simulation, this is so easy to use here. You just go this way. I love it, okay? You change film simulation and yeah, filters all this. You can get a great result and yeah, a sensation that is not so much of a smartphone. So I don't think it's possible to compare that different product, okay? Really so different philosophy. what I love is this small window here. This is incredible because it really looks like there is a film cartridge in there. I say window, it's not a window, it's a LCD screen, obviously a small monitor, but it looks like this. I don't know if you've seen on some film cameras the small windows, so you could see the film canister in there and see what it was, and the sensation is exactly the same. It's simply beautiful. I really love that. I really love that. Okay. Another question I had, it's about the focus. By the way, I removed this. Okay, this is rubber. I really love it because it reminds me of my mother really a lot. She had a film camera, and when she was making pictures like this or like this, that was okay. But so often she made pictures like this, and when she got the picture, she had the string in front of the picture. You see, what is that? Well, that's a string of this. Here, it is a optical viewfinder. So if you go this way, obviously you don't see it. You see it on your picture straight away. Except if you're on analog mode, in this situation, you won't see it while making the picture just after. If you don't use the optical viewfinder, obviously on the screen, on the monitor, you will see there is a string in front of it. But get used to that. When you do, if you wanted to do this way, to do an horizontal picture, hold it like this, okay? Otherwise, should not happen that it's in front, okay? But that's funny, okay? Many people ask me about the focal length. Is it as a fixed focal length, prime length? Is it a good idea to have this focal length? Is it good for what we want to do with this camera? Well, it is a 1-inch sensor. The focal length is 10.8 millimeter, which is the equivalent of around 30 millimeter in full frame, 29, 32. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, but it's about this. Well, some people think that the human sight is the equivalent of 50 millimeter full frame, and that's not true. First, because we see 180 degrees. I do see my hands here, okay? So what we speak about is the sharp part of what we see. And if we look at the sharpest to be able to read, is a lot narrower, a lot more narrow, I don't know, than 50 millimeter, maybe 90 millimeter. If we speak at the sharp part, it's about 50 millimeter. But when you want to have a souvenir or family pictures, or when you go traveling, you don't walk this way, not looking at the side. Normally, you turn your head a bit, okay? Well, this turn a bit is exactly this focal length about. It means that when you look at your picture, it really shows you what you remember of the place, what you remember of the situation. And I think this is a right pick, okay? A right focal length for what this camera is for. The lens is beautiful. You can manual focus here if you want. And here you have the aperture from 2.8 to f11 plus A in case you want to have shutter speed priority or to have the camera in automatic. And this is really nice. I think this is a right choice. One thing I didn't tell in my other video is about the flash. Well, there is a flash, but it's not a flash. It is an LED light. So it will make a lighting, but don't forget that LED light, the lighting is too long to freeze the action. So if you expect it to freeze the action with this, that will not work, okay? You will light for a portrait, you will light for something that is still, but if there is movement, it will be moved. Some people will use it for artistic result, obviously, but know that is not a real flash, it is an LED light. Second, there is a shoe here. You feel maybe it's a hot shoe. No, it's a cold shoe. What is that for? Well, maybe you want to place a LED light, a larger one, to light for video or whatever. That's possible. For me, it's a pity there is not a real connector here, central connector. Maybe Fujifilm could also have put a retro flash as an accessory, would be beautiful. And then you could get this typical 30s or 50s type of pictures with this hard light flash. That would be great, but a pity didn't put a hot shoe here, okay? I was also amazed by the features that are advanced, a lot more than what I thought. Like video, you can pick the bitrate, 10, 20, 50 megabits per second, Obviously, we're not speaking about the 800 megabits you can find in a ProRes, okay? But still, I think this is nice to have that, to pick the quality. You can do slow motion, 120%, 150%, or 200%. This is good because sometimes you want to do some slow motion, so that's a good idea. But one thing I don't like, it's only multiple or 24 frame per second. And yeah, when you're on 200%, 48 frames per second. But this 24 is what is used in cinema. In the US and many South American countries, the light frequency is 60 hertz. So that's no problem. You won't have any blinking, no strange bending, whatever. That's fine. But here in Europe and in many countries, we use 50 hertz. And 50 hertz, this is why many people like me right now recording, I use 20 frames per second, not 24. I need a multiple of 50. If I use 24, I may have some flickering, and that's a problem. So I don't know why they put only 24 or multiply of 24 multiple. I think they should have put 25 and 50, same as they have 24 up to 48. I think that would be a good idea. I hope they would update the firmware to have this possibility, because we have the risk, like right now, if I make a movie, to have some bending due or flickering due to this. So I think they should fix it. I was also really surprised with the autofocus. Single autofocus, continuous autofocus. If you want to go manual focus, you also have focus picking. You can pick the colors you want. Great. But also, it is advanced. You can still detect faces, detect eyes, left eye, right eyes, automatic face detection. I think this is, I'm surprised. That works really well, and I never expected this in this camera. I know some people will say, oh, they don't have plane detection, they don't have bird detection. Come on, you don't use that for taking a picture of a plane that is 1,000 meters away. Okay, so obviously I think this is fine and it works really nice. If we speak about the film mode, obviously I think it is funny to be able to pick 36, 54 or 72 pictures and shoot with that screen, just the eye viewfinder, and you pick your film and you keep it for the whole things. If you want to stop, you can stop before the end of the roll, virtual roll, but you can still not check your pictures. You need to go on the app or download on your computer. And here, to advance, to go from to the following pictures, you use this lever. That would be great if they could have made an artificial sound that cranks. Okay, you could switch it off also, but it does like that would be so nice. Okay, it doesn't give too much resistance. Maybe it could be a bit stronger. I don't know. This lever is also for double exposure and also for diptychs when you have two pictures next to each other, okay? But when you use it, that's fine. And I think some people will feel that this film mode is like a bit kiddish, a bit toy, but I don't agree with that. I think if you use your camera in manual mode, aperture, speed, and ISO, and it's set for the whole film, and the simulation you've picked for the whole film, I think it's a great learning tool. People can learn how to expose, people can learn how to do things, and learn photography with a tool that is same as this, without the cost of failing films. So I think this is fun. Some people will, think, wow, why this? And some people will love it. So I think this is great. Another question I have is about the build of this film, this camera. Honestly, I thought it was a mix of plastic with magnesium or whatever. No, it is plastic. Actually, I had to put my lips on it to see the temperature, but it is a great plastic, really strong. It looks like metal. It is, I think it's beautiful. And honestly, if it was metal, it would weight like this one. This one, if it falls on your toes, you just break your toes, okay? That's it. This one, not. So I think the build is nice. It's okay. But yes, it is plastic, okay? But it's well built, really nice. Now let's speak about the most criticized point by some people. Not all of them, but by some people. It's the price. Also, the price may be really different in the US because of the tariff they applied right now. I don't know when you see the video, so it makes it a really high price there, okay? But the rest of the world doesn't have these tariffs. They do have some in some countries, but not as high, okay? So the price is in Europe is 799 euros, okay? Some people say, well, this is a robbery. This is, yeah, crook. Some people say it's great price. Some people say it's nice. Some people say it's too expensive. Some people say this is what I expected. Well, first of all, there's no it's not a fraud in the way that what they promised is here. The feature they tell they had, it is here. So some people who call that fraud, they should avoid this word because it is not, okay? Then you have some people who feel that price is right. So not much to say about that. And some people say, well, instead of buying this camera, I prefer to buy the XM5, which is fair. XM5 is a bit more expensive, okay? But still, I think this is fair. But they must understand that different products. People who buy this won't buy the XM5, and people who buy the XM5, they will not buy this, or they would buy both because it's used for both, okay? But it's not a matter of camera, it's a matter of personal taste or personal use. You prefer to put 800 euros on an XM5, and that's fair. But it doesn't mean this camera is not as good, or it's just different. Then other people tell me, yes, for that price, I prefer to buy a smartphone. Well, most people already have a smartphone. And many people have a top-level smartphone. So people who buy this camera, it's not because they want this instead of us. They have to choose a smartphone or this. Many have both. What they want is a camera to have fun, to play with it, to advanced feature or simple features. Yeah, have fun. They don't want a smartphone. So it's not either product. They are different products. And there's one point I think is important. When I make a picture with my smartphone, just in the middle of the picture, someone sent me a WhatsApp message or whatever, and I check, I answer, and I forget about photography. When you win this, no one is going to appear here on Facebook, and you will stop making your pictures. You will be concentrated on your picture. I think this is a big difference. Many people, it's not either a smartphone or this. It's both for each things. But pictures they want to make them with a real camera. So I think it's really impossible to compare. So the price, I think, yes, it's a bit expensive. I think it's a bit high for what it is. I think it's a great product, but it would be good if it was maybe less, 100 euros less would be fair, okay? Maybe price will drop, I don't know. But we must not forget also one thing. This product is completely new. It means that to develop everything new. It's not they don't use a technology they have on another camera. They don't use a shape that they have on another camera. They don't use everything is new. Okay, so obviously that makes the product with a higher cost. Okay, so for me the price is a bit high, but it's not dramatic. I think it's still affordable for many people. And when you love something, you don't count, as we say. Okay, so I think compare what is comparable. Other people will say, yeah, but with my, I don't know, whatever camera, I can do the same thing. No, it's not true. You can obtain pictures, orientate them the same way, apply a filter or film simulation. Yes, you can, but it's not the same sensation. In your hand, it's not the same thing. In the way of using it, it's not the same thing. In the way of using the app, it's not the same thing. So we cannot tell it is the same thing. Okay, so that's important to understand that we're not speaking about the same thing. So no, yes, maybe for half the price you have something else, not the same thing. So it's completely legitimate that some people want to save money or use their camera in a different way to try to get the same results, but still, I think it's not the same thing. So, well, the comparisons sometimes are nonsense. One thing I want to tell to Fujifilm engineers. When you use this, you get your JPEG, and that's great, okay? But we see more and more smartphones that let you have the RAW file, and many people want RAW files. This is also why some people, they didn't use their smartphone until they were able to have the RAW file. On this one, you give me only the JPEG. And I think some people, they want to have the feeling of using this camera, the simplicity or the fun or whatever, but they still want to be able to rescue the raw file. So I think it would be great to upgrade the firmware to be able to get the raw file, because I think when you make a picture, you make a RAW anyway, then it's processed and you deliver just a JPEG, RAW plus JPEG, or you just give the raw file and that's it. In this case, it would be great to be able to have both, because some people would be really in love with this camera if they had the possibility to work on the raw file after the picture, okay? Also, some people think you cannot work on a JPEG, and that's not true. You can still recover some shadows, some highlights, but not as much as with a raw file. Now, I want to make a special parenthesis to these people who tell that this kills photography. This is not a photographer camera, this is a toy, whatever. Many YouTubers love the cameras and many others hate it and said it was the end of photography, it was ridiculous, it was on offense to photographers. I say, come on, guys, but not just YouTubers. Maybe people in comments will say, come on. This is camera. How many millions of family have made pictures with this? I've made souvenir of their holidays, vacation, family trips, your first steps walking, your first smile, the day you were born maybe were made with cameras like this. So how can you say this is not photography? This is as much photography as people who think photography is only art. Yes, you can have a great picture of your kids made with a camera like this or with this one, and it's as important as a breathtaking landscape in black and white made by a photographer that calls himself an artist. So you must respect each other. This camera is not less art, is not less photography, is not less anything. It's just part of photography, the same as an artist that makes pictures, great portraits, stunning portraits, considers himself an artist. This is also part of photography. So I don't understand this hate. And actually, honestly, I think it's really disrespectful to hundreds of millions of people who've made pictures with basic cameras, pictures that help remember their grandparents, their kids, their first steps in life, the day they were born, all this. These pictures are far more important for millions of people than this fantastic portrait made by I don't know who. So I don't know, this way of thinking of this is not photography, this is bad. Of course it is photography. Of course it is as much photography as any pictures made in an artistic way or with artistic intention. So these people should be careful with what they say, because when they insult this camera or people who use it, they insult their own family, because their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents were using this or similar. And the picture they have when they were kids are thanks to this, not thanks to an artist who makes a great portrait, a great landscape. Both are respectable. Okay? Well, that said, this was my opinion using the camera. I've shown you things I've made with this, okay? And for me, this camera is completely recommendable. I really love it. And in case you're interested, I'll leave you links in the description where you can buy it. But no doubt, I'm surprised. I'm in love with this small camera that someone will call it a toy, other will call it a camera. For me, it's just a great tool for having fun and making pictures. And this is all what photography is about. Taking pictures, enjoying life, enjoying photography. So thank you so much, Olivier Saint-Géry, for sending me this two camera. Thank you to Digit Photo here and Fujifilm France for lending me the camera. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. my website, erigibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Don't forget, I've got affiliated links in the description. Please use them. That really helps me. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo, Aperty, or any product from K&F, like K&F Concept products, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. In the case of Luminar and Aperty, it's 10% on top of any offer they have. You see a great offer, still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Also, leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much, please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye!